when you're giving your all out. Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place, until I walk in grace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. This FYI radio show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com, click and listen live at 1400 AM or 1350 AM, and you can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and we say a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, WMVA 88.9, and WPCE 1400 AM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Good morning, Annie and Celerio. Annie is a part of our team. Glad to see you up and popping. Mr. E, we want you all to make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We also want to welcome YouTube and Twitter and LinkedIn and everybody. Listen, make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe. Go to YouTube at Crystal Records 1, CRISTO Records 1. We want to see you there. If you like, if you share, if you subscribe, we will shout you out later on in the show.
And that's LinkedIn's YouTube,
Twitter,
Facebook Live. Facebook Live. If you like, you will get a shout out.
We promise.
Yeah.
Mr. E, how was your weekend?
Had a great weekend. Football, church. Football.
Everybody was on pins and needles on yesterday. I tell you, it was absolutely fabulous. A lot of energy, and we're going to talk about it in a minute. But this is our Monday's Sports Talk.
That's right. This is our Monday Sports Talk. And guess what? Your team, and your team is going to be talked about today, whether they won or lost. As for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rooks, you got away.
Ooh.
They was doing a bad.
Oh, man. But Mr. E, we have a very special guest. We're going to let you introduce.
That's right. We have a special guest. He's a long-term fan of NSU football program that you know all about Orlando GOODHOPE and his stellar performance here in the Hampton Roads and beyond. The Norfolk native and Norview High School graduate back in November 1983 played his final game as a Norfolk State Spartans and managed to shatter NSU's record in both rushing and touchdowns. You know, under the guidance of a former coach and longtime mentor, Dick Price, Orlando rushed for 318 yards, 23 carries, and scored 5 touchdowns in his final game against Livingston. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others a former Cowboy, Dallas Cowboy running
Lord.
back, Mr. Orlando GOODHOPE, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning to the lady Yolanda, the lady Hinton.
Thank you.
Mr. Everette, how you guys doing today?
Doing just fine. It's a beautiful day, and we are so glad to have you on FYI this morning.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Look, tell us first a little bit about your journey. Well, tell us, tell everybody where you originate from, where you were born. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing, and then we're going to talk about your journey through football.
Okay. Well, I'm a Norfolk native. I was born at Portsmouth Naval Hospital.
Wow.
My father was a Navy chief, and my mom grew up in the Berkeley area. Over off of Mahone Avenue, and I grew up in the area of Norfolk called Oak Mountain North.
Wow, yes.
Down the street from Northview High School, and I grew up wanting to be a Northview pilot all my life. That was back when you used to go to high school football games, and there would be 3,000 or 4,000 people out there every Friday night. So that was probably the greatest event in my life, and watching. As a kid growing up, it was fantastic to be able to not only watch him as a kid, but actually one day walk onto the field and be called a Northview pilot. So I went on to Northview to play at Norfolk State. I chose Norfolk State as my entry school because the year before I came out, LaRue Harrington, I don't know if I would have still remember him. He was a great running back at Norfolk State, and he went on and he signed with the San Diego Chargers that year. He was ranked the number 5 running back in the country the year that he came out, and he was coming from Norfolk State. And I was told that I would have an opportunity to fulfill his shoes if I had to Norfolk State if he was leaving, and that's what spurred my whole reason to go to Norfolk State. That I saw him on a Sunday talking about the top running backs in the country, and I was like, man, that school can give me the notoriety to get me to the NFL one day.
Wow.
That's how that happened.
Wow. So tell us what it feels like. As I look at the games, we do sports talk every Monday. And when I look at the games, the energy there is so great. I can't imagine what it's like to actually play. What does it feel like as you play? Even in the class, when it starts high school or college or professional, what does it feel like when you all are actually playing that ball?
Well, I tell you this, when I came up playing sports, of course, the training that we received, in our neighborhoods and in our area was nowhere near the level of training in some of the areas throughout the country that had kids going to the bigger schools. But I would tell you this, that the biggest thing that was the difference was the speed, how fast everybody was.
Wow.
When you're playing in certain arenas, kids are, you have average athletes here and a couple of good ones there. And that's kind of how it was spread abroad. But when you get into the colleges and you start going to the bigger schools, if you will, then the athletes become more definitely, I don't want to say better athletes, but better prepared athletes. And they have the training that allows them to become better. And Tidewater has always led this area. That's why we have put out so many athletes over the years.
Yes.
So for me, it's a great game that when you use the word, Yolanda, you use the word energy.
Yes.
That word energy as an athlete, I transfer that word over to speed.
Wow.
Because people are faster, way faster than we were collectively. There wasn't just standouts who you had standouts, but collectively as an athlete, you just didn't meet guys that ran 4.140s And you didn't meet linemen who were, 300 and 400 pounds running fast as running back.
Wow.
You just didn't meet that. That just was a part of our game. So back then, the run game was the big factor of all football. Everybody had to run and control the football. But now, as you see, people are so big that you can't run. You got to throw the ball over.
And that was one of my questions. What's the difference then and now? I can imagine the game is different. Like you said, the athletes look different. They're faster. But I can imagine also the money is really, really good now.
When I ran the ball, the hardest I got hit was maybe a Volkswagen. Running the ball now, they get hit with Mack trucks.
When you begin to go from Norfolk State into the pros, how did it feel when you first put your shoulder pads on to play with the best team in the world, the Dallas Cowboys? How did it feel to you?
It's a funny thing, Mr. Everette and Lady Yolanda. The year that I came out, I always told people as I was growing up that I always had the dream to go to the NFL. I never really had the dream to be the best running back the NFL ever saw or the best running back in history. I just was coming from a neighborhood. The kids were, we were, in many cases, we were struggling to get out of our environment because of, having so many things to deal with as far as the Black community in the early days of just getting out of civil rights. I mean, I'm one of those kids. I'm just as the current started to get their rights to go for African Americans to go to school. So being an athlete was big, but being a cowboy, that never even crossed my mind.
Wow.
When I was coming through, I just wanted to get a shot in the NFL, and just so happens that last game with me, I've had a pretty decent, steady career, but that last game, I broke the NCAA rushing record, which held in all Division 1, 2, and 3, all schools, for 1 week. I held that record for 1 week because the next week it was broken by a guy by the name of Reuben Mays. He was at Washington State. But my point is, when I signed with the Cowboys, believe it or not, I signed with the Cowboys. I graduated with my degree, and I was commissioned as a second lieutenant, all on the same day.
Wow.
So I'm one of the few people you will ever meet that ever had that opportunity to graduate from college in 4 years, be commissioned as a second lieutenant, and sign an NFL contract.
Oh, wow.
It was a great day and a great time in our family. A great time for our family.
How did you feel standing beside, playing with Tony Dorsett and Tom Landry's coaching you? And how did it feel to be in the big league?
Well, I tell you, I feel very honored to have played with Tony Dorsett. He to me is going to always be one of the greatest running backs to ever play in the game. I learned a lot from him, and I learned mostly by just watching him. As an athlete, as a person who prepared to play on play on those Sundays, he really was in preparation. And Tom Landry, when you talk about a class act to follow, you don't get any better than Mr. Tom Landry. You really don't. So signing with them and coming there, it was amazing. Our first preseason game, I scored 2 touchdowns there.
Wow!
And I was a shoe-in. I thought for sure I'm going to be on this team for the rest of until they trade or something happens. But I made this team. This is when I was there. But believe it or not, they had drafted a guy by the name of Norm Granger out of Iowa, and they had spent a lot of money to bring him in. So what they did with me after that great game I had, they traded me to the USFL, a team called the Houston Gamblers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where Jim Kelly comes from. If you remember Jim Kelly,
that's right.
Quarterback. Bills, when they went to all those Super Bowls that didn't win, but he was the quarterback. And that year, the USFL folded, and that's how I ended up not playing that year. So it was a great time being in Dallas. Being the star, being out there under being in the Texas Stadium, the old Texas Stadium with the dome, with the sunshine in, the shadow came across the field. That's where I played.
Wow.
Those are great times.
Let's talk about the NFL season 2023. I want your opinion. I want to know what you're thinking. Are your eyes locked on this season? What's your opinion on what's going on now?
Well, I tell you, as an athlete, and watching, just watching the games that I've watched, I can tell you now that, speed, again, like we were talking about, Lady Yolanda.
Yes.
Speed and being able to throw the ball is key in this sport, and having a good game plan on Sunday, one that disguised, because now if you play 1 week, as you saw in the Cleveland San Francisco game, I don't know if you watched
yes,
that.
I did.
That's right.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Who would have ever thought that Cleveland
I
would come
know.
out and beat San Francisco so impressively? I mean, who would have ever thought that? And then to watch Philadelphia,
That's right.
get
Lose.
beat yesterday by the Jets.
Absolutely.
I was amazed that. But see, again, any given Sunday in the NFL, that's what the deal is on this line.
Mhm.
Any given Sunday, you have got to be on your A game. Philadelphia turned the ball over 4 times yesterday.
Wow.
And 2
No
interceptions.
one wins with turning the ball over 4 times in the game. Or if they win that game, the next game they lose.
Yes.
You can't turn the ball. You can't give it to them 4 times. Not in the NFL. You can't give it away 4 times and win. That's for sure.
Speaking about the scores on yesterday's game, let's run down the list and tell me what your take is on the Baltimore Ravens in London playing against the Tennessee Titans, where the score was 24-16.
As you saw, that's two defensive teams, going at it, and when you got that, that kind of chemistry on the field, and the players are well. I mean, in other words, you're not playing with a lot of injured players. And you're going to see, a very hard-fought game, which we did see that. You didn't know who was going to win that game at one point, because I really thought Baltimore was going to run away with it, and then it just didn't turn out to be that way. But if you're watching football now, that if you mess up, just a couple of times in the game, you could cost you the game.
I know that's right.
And you used to have a series of bad plays and go on. I know this is the pro game, but if anybody stayed up and watched that Colorado,
oh my goodness,
17 penalties in one game,
yes,
you can't win. You can't win with that.
Well, when we're speaking on Colorado, I looked around and saw Dion. Dion's one of the former players, and he was amped up at the halftime, and he was charged up. And then at the end of the game, his amped up when his battery went down. When you lose such a big game like that,
well, you know what? He ate that humble pie.
He sure did, Doc.
He ate that humble pie. I got to give it to him. I mean, just as much as he is flamboyant, he also was very humble. He took it like a man, and like you said, he played his whole career, all his life since he was a little boy. He's never been in a game that he was up 29 points and lost.
That's right.
I mean, when I went to bed on that, Orlando, I was like, now this is a done deal. This is it. They're gonna do it. Woke up and it was over. They had lost. It was amazing.
When I looked at the 49ers last night.
That's the game of football now.
That's right.
The tale of two halves is what we call it.
How did that quarterback from the 49ers, how did he shank that ball to go far to the right? And, would he lose his game? Would they think about replacing him? Or, he just pulled it far to the right, and that could have been the game winner.
Yeah.
It was close.
It's like Jalen Hurts. Did you see that? Did you see the interception?
Lord have mercy, Jalen.
At the game when it was crunch time,
yes,
he threw it directly to the guy.
Yes.
Now,
again, when we talk about sports, we realize that as athletes, we have to really, really know ourselves and know what we're capable of doing and stay within our abilities. I wasn't a super fast guy. I knew that as an athlete growing up. I got hit by a car when I was younger, so I galloped. I didn't run with a nice fluid motion. I galloped. So I always realized that because of that, I had to be quick. So all the time I worked on being quick, making very quick moves, changing direction. And as an athlete with those guys, sometimes they're trying to do things that they don't practice and work on all the time.
Yes.
So you can't do it effectively. Like Mahomes, if you watch Mahomes with Kansas City, he does stuff that people say, "Oh my God, that's just amazing." He did it, but he practices that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
He literally did practice throwing the ball underhand.
Wow.
Yeah.
He does that for real. He doesn't just do that in the game. He does it actually in practice. So sometimes that's where guys miss out and kind of like get a little jumbled up, if you will.
Miami came back a little bit and they beat the Panthers. That's one of you wanted to be a Carolina Panthers in the early days. Am I right?
Well, actually, Carolina Panthers weren't around when I played, but I did want to be a Dolphin.
Wow, yeah. Okay.
I used to follow Bob Greasy, Paul Warfield, and Mercury Morris, Jim Kick, Larry Zonka, Larry Little. I used to love me for Miami Dolphins.
Well, Detroit beat Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday, 20-6. How you feel about what you think about that win?
See, people are sleeping. Detroit was bad last year.
That's right.
That defense
That's right.
Real and relevant in any game that they play in. When you can put up again, when you got guys who can play and they're not injured, and you're playing against the team, and you can overwhelm people, and that's basically what they did. Their defense was just overwhelming yesterday. But they were good last year. Remember last year? Detroit was playing well last year.
That's right. They snuck up on us just like the Eagles did. Look at the Giants and the Buffalo Bills. The Giants they're in the Cowboys division. They're the lowest at the totem pole, and they lost yesterday 14-9. What do you call that?
Well, they're in a division. When you're playing remember Dallas lost last week to San Francisco.
That's right.
You remember that?
That's right.
So you're coming back the next week and you're watching. As unfortunately we as players, we look at the other teams in our conference, and sometimes we can get a false. We started looking and get a false narrative, thinking that we're better than we think we are. Well, you're playing against the Buffalo Bills. I know they lost the week prior, but you're playing the Buffalo Bills.
That boy got speed.
You got to realize you ain't playing just no regular team.
That's right.
The Buffalo Bills has been there. They got a lot of athletes through a season. So you can take things for granted, and all of a sudden the teams just come out and take advantage of it. But the Giants needed that win. They didn't get it, but they needed it.
What about the Commanders?
It turned into a defensive game. It was a turnaround.
What about the 24 win that the Commanders beat with the ATL, Atlanta Falcons?
Are you a fan of Atlanta? Because my brother lives down there in Atlanta, and he'll tell you that they even if they're winning or losing, it doesn't matter. Atlanta, the people treat them like they're champions no matter what.
I believe it.
Interesting dynamics down there because if they do well, the people will always be behind you. But even when they do bad, their fans are so solid and so supportive of them. So I just like their whole atmosphere. I like the atmosphere where athletes can come in, they can express themselves and be good athletes and work on things. And then you can find them, not getting into a lot of trouble. You don't see all the other side shenanigans. You see them, play consistent. I mean, they lose some close games. Don't get me wrong. I think a lot of that's going to boil down to some coaches changes in certain areas. I definitely. If people don't understand this, the special teams play such a critical role in your team dynamic that if you don't have a special team that is consistent, what I mean by consistent, that will get you the ball on punt returns, pin the people back down in deep territory, make their drives be longer. Those are the kind of things that turn, a regular team or basic team into a great team.
Wow.
So they got some areas to actually develop on. So that's what I feel about those guys.
Yeah, I'm one of them boys. I'm a Cowboy. I'm one of them boys. They play tonight.
Ride or die.
Your prediction?
Well, they have to win tonight. This is I feel it's a must win. They have, and again, they have the athletes and they have in the skill positions that can win football games. You know, anytime there's anytime they take the field, we know that. I think that is he's under a lot of pressure because of a couple of things. Number one, that at times thinks that he's the only one. He thinks that he needs to do it all himself.
Yeah.
And sometimes he needs to realize that what he brings to the game is the run, the throw, but being able to run. Sometimes he goes back to that pocket. He stays there too long. He needs to get moving. He got to come on out. I understand they want to keep him long, but his part of his game is running. He has to come out. He does. If he runs, I guarantee you they win tonight.
Yeah.
He has to run. He has to. That's part of his dynamic. I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about his dynamic, what makes them good. When he runs, when he gets on the move, those third downs and twos, or you got a second and 7, and he goes pick up that first down for you. That puts people in I mean, now your whole scheme is open. When you get a quarterback that's moving, the defense has to make up for that guy as well as those wide receivers, as well as Tony, the running back. When you got to make up for everybody, now you really give yourself a great chance to win. You really do.
Absolutely.
Really do.
Well,
I give them a win tonight. That's my prediction.
All right, now I'm surrounded by Cowboy fans and fiends. Woo! I'm going to be looking at that game, Orlando. Well, Orlando, we are so excited about you coming out to our Crystal Community Development, our Community Against Bullying, a call to action now. We're going to be very, very interested in your journey, but also what you are doing now, some of the projects and some of the things that you are involved with. Can you just give us a little taste of some things that you're doing now?
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad you bring that up because for the last 34 years, I've worked in the automobile industry. I was working at a company by the name of Priority Chevrolet.
Yes.
You heard that name many times. I worked for Priority for 30 years, and a good friend of mine, who one of the kids that I used to coach as a Mount Corrupted, went on to play at University of Michigan with this gentleman by the name of Adam Atkins. He invented, believe it or not, a training vest that will take not only physical therapy and training and just overall wellness, if you will, to another level, but it will also advance athletes who are preparing to go to the next level when it comes to actually having a full body workout.
Wow.
The terminology, Lady Y, is body anchored resistance training.
Wow.
There is no other system in the world that uses the whole body as the anchor to all of its movements. And just so happened, I've gotten on the ground floor of a company that invented a vest that provides body anchored resistance training. And the company is called Careus Strength. Careus, Caerus, happens to be the youngest son of Zeus, which means fortune and opportunity.
Wow.
That's the name that he gave. He invented this vest to help with his daughter who had cerebral palsy in Florida, because during the COVID period, her physical trainer stopped coming out to manipulate her to keep her loose.
Yes.
Because when you have cerebral palsy, your body will knot up. And he invented this vest that will allow her to actually be strengthened while in her wheelchair. Well, he didn't know in his invention at the early on stages that it would develop into a body anchor resistance trainer, but it has. We now have that vest on people like Michael Vick, who's training. He's one of our new people with our team. We got it on boxers. We got it on wrestlers. Wow. We also have it in the physical therapy arena. If you are a person who has a mobility issue, if you're getting older and you're losing some mobility, or if you've had surgery and you've lost some mobility and you want to gain it back, we have the tool that will allow and help you do that.
Wow.
And I think that
is marvelous.
Give us an opportunity to share it with you.
Yes.
And we're doing demonstrations throughout the Tidewater area. Some of you may have seen me on the Hampton Road show.
Yes.
And I'll be being aired on there a couple of more times. But we're going throughout the country showing this fight, and we're having such. And when I mean positive response to it, we have the VA looking at it. We have space. We have NASA looking at it. We have major hospitals, physical therapy companies throughout the country, power back rehabilitation, some of the largest in the country, looking at our product as to be a mainstay in their facility. So I am the regional director in Tidewater, and I take up the East Coast. So it is a tremendous tool, and we look forward to sharing with as many people as we can, because we want to help people gain back their mobility so they can have their independence, their freedom, be able to do things that they thought they couldn't do. We can help.
Well, we are looking forward to hearing more about it at Crystal Community's anti-bullying rally. Thank you so much for
I look forward to being there. That's going to be a great day. All of you who are listening to this show, please come out. I'm a strong advocate against bullying, and I just love the fact that you guys are taking the lead on this to bring more awareness and to continue to let our society know that it's not tolerated. It's not something that will help our cause, if you will. It will not help our cause. So we need to be out there to support one another and encourage those who may be being bullied, but also to encourage those who bully.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's why we want to come together.
Thank you, Mr. Orlando GOODHOPE. We look forward to seeing you there, and you will have a wonderful, pleasant day.
Bye now. For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda Hinton. I'm Everette, the co-host. And for more information, give us a call, 757-714-7861, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you. Oh, wow. So listen, we are so excited. Orlando GOODHOPE, he's a former Dallas Cowboy player. I'm talking about Mr. E's team, and seems like everybody in here around me, their team. It's going to be nice because we're going to see his journey. We're going to talk to him about his journey. The kids are going to talk about, ask him questions about success and how to achieve it. And then he's going to talk about what he's doing at this time, what's new. And I'm talking about, it sounds like something that he's going to have a lot of success with. It is something that's needed, especially all the injuries that people have. We have more handicapped people than we've ever had it in life. And can you imagine him serving all those people and helping people to get better and well? So that's going to be great.
You know, Miss Hinton, not only will Orlando GOODHOPE be there, we have other professional football players that will be there. We got, for Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, Mr. Johnny Walton, the first African-American quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, will be our special guest there as well, along with Mr. DJ Dozier. He played with the Minnesota Vikings, and Detroit Lions, and both Minnesota won yesterday and Detroit won. So he'll be there with us, along with Mr. Xavier Scott from the Carolina Panthers will be there also. We're going to have a time there. You got to make it your business to be there.
Come on out. We're going to have other speakers. We're going to have entertainment, a banner competition. I'm going to be there with my books. Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose and The Diary of a Former Bully. We're going to have giveaways. It's just going to be a mighty, mighty good time. Pizza, dialogue. The kids are going to be able to ask questions, get autographs from our former NFL players. We're going to talk about how to solve this problem of bullying. Did you hear Mr. GOODHOPE? He said he's an advocate. He really believes that bullying is a problem and it should be annihilated. And so us, our team, we got Annie on, we got Crystal Hinton, Mr. E, myself, we are pulling together to really bring a great program to you all. Crystal Community Development Corporation is the sponsor, and we are so excited about it. So please come out. Mr. E, when is it?
That's October 21st at 11 a.m. at 1765 South Military Highway in the city of Chesapeake, Virginia. The telephone number to call is 757-470-0224. That's Our Community Against Bullying, a call to action now. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Or you can email us at crystalcommunity@cox.net. That's CRISTO community, COMMUNITY@cox.net.
Absolutely. Please come. If you believe in the cause, it's all about the cause. It's all about the mission. It's all about the movement. Come out. It's something that we need to gather together. It's in the gathering, our community. That's one of our aims, why we are there, to gather, to come together, to show that our leaders, our police force, our teachers, our parents, our schools, our churches believe in businesses, believe in coming together to make sure we secure a safe place for our children now and for the future.
And not only that, to bring great awareness that this is not just child's play. You wonder why your children don't want to go to school. You wonder why he around there cutting their arms and wrists. You wonder why they're acting out of character when something that you had put in them didn't go that way. You wondering why Johnny looking like he done ate some sour lemons. So all you got to do is come on out there and find more information and gather more information that can help you to help your family, to help your community, to bring awareness to what's going on around you. That's our community against bullying, a call to action now. Let's stop bullying. That's October the 21st at 11 a.m. at 1765 South Military Highway in the city of Chesapeake, Virginia. And the telephone number to call for more information is 757-470-0224. That's 757-470-0224. Listen, we're going to have former NFL players that's going to be there. We're going to have games. You name it, it's going to be all there just for you and to bring you awareness and for you to get a great understanding of what's going on.
Yes, we have Speaker L.J. Holloway. He's a mental health specialist. We have former police George Wilson. He's a youth minister at New Galilee Baptist Church. We have panel discussions. We're going to post all those panelists and folks that are involved, entertainment that's going to be involved in our rally. It's going to be wonderful. You all can also prepare. Parents, you can prepare to sign up your girls for Crystal Community Development's Young Women Achieving Success program. We'll be recruiting girls from 10 to 17 years old. You can sign up then. We're soon to start our first open house, and we will be meeting on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock p.m. for our Young Women's program. And so please, 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 please come out. Enjoy pizza, dialogue, the book signing. If you're interested in getting the books now, our young women, The Diary of a Former Bully, you can go online right now. If you want, bullying is right underneath your nose. Go online, go to your stores, e-books and hard copies, wherever you get your books. All you have to do is Google my name, Yolanda Hinton, and you can get those books. You can get it in Spanish, you can get it in English, you can get it in Audible, and you can come out to the anti-bullying rally and get an autographed copy and get to meet me. Come and meet the staff, Mr. E and Annie and Chris and Crystal and all those panelists and all our guests. We're there for you all. Make sure you come to talk and discuss and bring ideas and ways that we can make our life better, our situation better in our homes, our communities, for our children, for our families, and be a part of what we're doing. You know, a lot of people want to start things, but there are things already in place that's going to help, others. We have Crystal Community if you want to volunteer, if you want to give donations, if you want to just be a part of some of our initiatives, you just come on out and get to know us and come to meet us.
The Undersheriff of Chesapeake will be there too, Mr. Dave Rizzo. will be our
Yes.
special guest there. What a great time we're going to have out there. So you need to
Yes.
make it your business to be out there. Our community against bullying. That's a call to action now. It's going to be pandemonium. It's going to be off the chain. So you need to come on out there and you need to say, hey, look, I want to get involved. I want to get involved. I want to know more about what's going on in my community so I can help my community. The number to dial is 757-470-0224. That's 757-470-0224, or email crystalcommunity@cox.net, and you'll find that QR code, and you can scan that QR code and register. Now, if you're bringing a large group with you, a large group of children, make sure they do the banner competition. That's right.
Yes.
Make sure they register to be a part of the banner competition, because if they win, the first prize is $150.
Yes.
The second prize is $100. The third prize is $75. So you know you're going to have fun. You're going to have giveaways. You're going to be able to express yourself via your banner. So put all your groups together. Teams with a Purpose will be out there. A host of others will be out there. That mental health, mental illness. And not only that, my good friend, Mr. William T. Stars will be out there too, to bring that music to you, to help you to ride, along with the Shock Drumline will be there. That's our community against bullying. A call to action now at 1765 South Military Highway in the city of Chesapeake, Virginia. That's October the 21st at 11 a.m. And for more information, call 757-470-0224.
We'll have Alan Ellis and his mime group there. We have the spoken word by a young lady that's going to be there
Carefree.
with us. Carefree. Oh, wow. Come on out, support. We'll have plenty of pizza and we'll talk and we'll share. We have a great puppet show that's going to come through the city. I'm sorry, not the city, but the Sheriff's Department in Chesapeake. We're going to also have the gang unit to come out, talk to the kids, and bring them things from Chesapeake, Virginia. It's going to be a great event, a great affair. Come out there and be a part of what we're doing.
Meet the former football players. The former football players, Mr. Johnny Watson, Philadelphia Eagles, Mr. Orlando Goodhope, who was our guest on today. DJ Dozier Jr. will be there also, along with Mr. Xavier Scott will be out there. Meet and greet them, and they're going to ask a few questions and get them to sign an autograph just for you.
Absolutely. Don't forget. And look, don't forget tonight. We're going to slip on tonight just for a little bit. We got to just keep pushing and pushing our community against bullying. A call to action now. We want you to come, be a part of it. If you want to ask questions when we come on this evening, come on. We're on all social media platforms. That's going to be tonight at 6 p.m. Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook Live. And we'll pop on Instagram for a minute just to share there. But please join us.
That's right. We're looking to see you now. We're looking to see you there. That's October the 21st at 11 a.m. at 1765 South Military Highway in the city of Chesapeake, Virginia. But don't forget the telephone number. You can call right now, 757-470-0224, and let us know that you'll be a part of email, crystalcommunity@cox.net.
So we'll see you this evening, 6 p.m. Make sure you enjoy this beautiful day. Thank you all that are part of what we're doing. The team, thank you all so much. You all out there, gear up, tell other people, tag. We're getting ready to post, and I want you all to tag and just let everybody know that we have this great movement going, and you should be a part of it.
That's right. We're looking to see you there. Don't forget to up, to down. Don't forget, and thank you so much for tuning in to Crystal FYI Radio Show. brought to you by, where the host is, co-host is Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. And for more information, give us a call at 757-714-7861 or email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com or go to Facebook at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, FYI Facebook page, and let us know you'd like to be a special guest or a sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world.
Love and hugs to my friend Diane Carter. Good morning to you. Love to the family and my beautiful friend Sheila Robbins. I love you. You all are the best. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 6 p.m. Bye now.
2 up, 2 down.